In honor of the Nature Boy Doc on Ric Flair. And the fact that 9 years ago to the day that Mike Singletary gave his legendary winner's rant, we are here to do damage. You hear me? Damage. A winning week last week, I have no idea how. We are still 1 under 500 for the year. We have 8 games and not 1, but 2 favorites. Our first 2 of the season. Let's begin with the Mike Hogwood Bojangles special. Shout out to Reese Davis. The 12:20 Eastern window from Winston-Salem. We will take Wake Forest, getting 3 from Louisville. We typically do this once a year. Let's ride with the Dirty Terps. Plus 4.5 in the Snake Pit on homecoming from Indiana. See at Bentley's after it is over. Iowa State plus 6.5 from TCU in a game that's suddenly a big deal for both. We'll take the Clonies. Arizona plus 3 from Washington State. Khalil Tate's run for like 1 billion yards, and since he's become the guy, the Cats have won 3 in a row. So those are fun games. Okay, who wants to watch a dreary, empty stadium, 11 Central start from Champaign? Me either. But the Illinois squad might not lose by more than 26.5, and you should represent that fact with your guy. Okay, here we go. I don't know how to do this, but we're going to try. Favorites, 2 of them. Mississippi State is favored at College Station over Texas A&M. Why? The Aggies are hot. It's confusing enough to make me take the favorite. So I am, and I did just now. -1. And while we are at it, Ohio State at home, -6.5 over Penn State. Revenge game. The public likes Penn State, and I understand why. They are really good. But we're going to take a shot and take the Buckeyes at home here. Finally, it worked so well taking the points against Notre Dame last week. Not so much. We're going to do it again. NC State getting 7.5 from the Red Hot Irish. We will back the Wolfpack. Those are our winners right there. All right, so here's some stats, which I don't care about, but they might help you convince you that this is what you ought to do. Some trends that actually are in our favor. Wake Forest plus 3. The boys from Winston-Salem have thrived as a dog recently. 9-2 against the spread, 4 outright wins as an underdog the last 2 seasons. We also took NC State, who hasn't just been covering, but winning outright as a dog of late. The Wolfpack, they've won on the field in each of their last 3 games as an underdog. Dan for Steve, red hot. And the, what's it called? The Behind the Bets podcast?
Yeah.
My favorite podcast that I've never listened to. He and Felica. You're rolling there.
8-1-1 the last 2 weeks.
Have some.
You know I love you.
Yep.
I got to disagree with you this week.
And that's okay. What you got?
I'm going to take the Nittany Lions plus the 6.5.
I think they either win outright, Penn State does, or Ohio State wins in a revenge game where they lay it on them.
I think James Franklin becomes the 3rd coach in college football history to beat Urban Meyer 2 years in a row. You know who the other 2 are?
I don't.
Nick Saban and Tubbs.
Pretty elite.
Tommy Tuberville.
Okay. So you're going Penn State, going against.
I think they do it.
Look, they certainly could. They certainly could. As I said, I either think Penn State wins outright or it's a pretty decent-sized Ohio State win. All right, an added bonus this week. We don't have a pick in the Florida-Georgia game. Woo! Something even better. A sneak peek at this week's Squidbillies episode of the Cartoon Network, Sunday at midnight. It should come as a shock to nobody that our buddy Early Kyler, woo! They're going to the game.
Bulldogs! We on our way to the Georgia-Florida game, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, brother.
Well, all right, then, good night.
Now, hold on, Sheriff. We wanted you to come with us.
To Jacksonville? I've only dreamt about going to Florida. You want me to drive, don't you?
No,
Are you kidding me?
No,
Kind of down now. You think I am, Sheriff?
I'm sorry, guys. What the hell? Where am I going to sit?
Sit behind the wheel, homeboy. You driving.
Fine.
That's Squidbillies. I'm going to hit one more button.
Hello, America. This is Early Kyler from Squidbillies.
Yep.
When I think of Scott Van Pelt, I need to do me some hollering.
That's me.
Woo! Better turn up your Reggie box. We about to talk Bulldogs, baby. Woo! Go Dogs. Sing it. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
All right. Check out Squidbillies. Here are the picks. Here's the recap. Wake Forest plus 3. Iowa State plus 6.5. Maryland plus 4.5. Arizona plus 3. Illinois plus 26.5, because why not? And then favorites, I don't know what we're doing there, but how's Mississippi State favored in that game?
Doesn't matter. Just remember, too, take all of them in a money line parlay.
Sure, because one of these times they're going to hit, and maybe in honor of Ric Flair, it'll be this week. Ohio State is on there as well. NC State 2 + 7.5.